And we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 103 of Checkpoint, brought to you by Strictly Casual, your number one show, rounding up all the hottest gaming news stories of the week and all the stuff you need to know about. I'm one of your hosts, Vincent DeSantis, today joined by the brand new Sex in Glasses. That's the new name for James Walmer. Look at him. Look at him. If you're on audio, you are really missing out because, James, you are rocking these new glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're great.
I did not pick them out myself.
How did
Gabe picked them out?
Gabe picked them out? He did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Really great job. Guys, audio listeners, thank you so much for listening. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/strictlycasual. Please hit us with the rating on audio platforms and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And guys, the merch arrived. I'm so stoked on it. I'm wearing some right now. I got the t-shirt over here. I got the hat. Very excited. It looks really, really good. And if you want to know a little secret, if you're listening to this entire audio podcast, the merch store is not down yet, and there's a batch number 2 going right now, so you can still order something if you really want to, but that's secret for the audio listeners.
Whoa.
Yeah, it didn't close right away, and so somebody had ordered something after the batch date, and it just opened another 14 days, so it's still going right now if you would like that. But that's not public knowledge. Keep it on the DL, baby. So if you want to get something, you can go for it. But yeah, that's it. I've been gone all week, so I have not really played anything. The only thing I've played, James, is Pokemon Arceus. And to just, skip past that real quick, I beat the third of the 5 big bosses in the game, because there are bosses to beat in Arceus. They're giant Pokemon that they're not alpha Pokemon, but above that, they need to be quelled. Like, they come from this portal, and they're, like, super powerful, and there's different ways to defeat them. Like lowering their stats and then killing them with your Pokemon and a little bit. It's fun. It's cool. It switches it up.
You murder Pokemon.
Well, no, you throw this, like, you have to craft this candy. And then you're running around in circles, dodging out of the way. He has special attacks. I feel like I'm playing Elden Ring, dude. It's a giant boss. I'm like dodging under their legs, throwing a bunch of candy at him, dodging this way. He's doing attacks on me, not even my Pokemon. And then once I lower his stats enough, then I toss a Pokemon out, do some damage, and then rinse and repeat till he's dead. It's pretty fun. It's cool.
Can't believe you kill Pokemon.
Well, you quell them.
That's softening the blow for the chillin'.
It might be. But yeah, that's 3 down, and I think I've visited like 5 of the 7 open world areas. So I'm getting closer to the end. I'm like 20 hours into that game. It's good. I just have been sidetracked with so many other games, so it was perfect to jump back in on the plane and stuff. It was great for that. So yeah.
Sweet.
What you been playing this week?
All Elden Ring, baby. It's been all gas, no brakes on Elden Ring. I got about, I want to say, like maybe 30 hours in. I'm level 45.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Vincent, I gotta tell you, something happened to me, and it still hasn't happened to Gabe or Eli yet.
Okay, what happened?
I swear to God, we'll be having this conversation, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, we're not playing the same game.
Yeah.
Like, Gabe, I'll say like, oh, I'm fighting this boss, whatever, and Gabe is just like, yeah, dog, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, dude, I swear we're just playing 2 different games. And he's like, you know that one guy? And like, sometimes he just uses really big.
That one guy.
Yeah. And I'm like, dog, you like, but he's like, no. And then so he'll get around to describing it in more accurate terms. And I'm like, dog, I don't know what you're talking about either.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we're playing 2 completely different games. I'm convinced. I just got the gut sword.
Nice, dude. Have you specced out to it, or do you have to spec out big time to it?
You do have to spec out to it. You kind of have to build around it because it requires 31 strength to use.
That's a lot of strength.
Yeah. So it's like pretty much 4 strength builds. The nice thing is this game is such like you prolong your character or should I say like you build your character out for so long because the game is so big that allows you to kind of spec into more than one. Especially, I mean, you can just be straight up strength, but you also have flexibility to spec into something else. I would say like you can kind of do 2 attributes as your mainstays, or you could just kind of like be the jack of all trades and like not be like super like good at one particular thing, but be able to kind of use a little bit of everything.
I was really curious about this, so I kind of looked up like when people are ending the game, I was curious what level they were at, just like as a mental marker of like, okay, so I'm level 25 right now. What will I be at the end of the game? Like, how many stats things will I have? I didn't have like a sense of a frame of reference at all to how many points I'm going to be able to use. Because at the beginning of the game, you start statting a lot because it's like 2,000 runes, 4,000 runes, very
Mhm.
small amounts or whatever.
Right.
I think they're runes, right? Or ashes or
Yeah, the runes.
runes.
The runes.
But then at the end of the game, it's like 100,000 or you're getting into these
Yeah.
huge numbers. Obviously, the bosses are dropping more and it
Right,
scales
the
up.
enemies do scale, yeah.
But like I was just so curious on how that would work. People were ending the game with 150 levels, 120 levels, like
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm at the
saw a tweet last
beginning.
night that says, like, 125 is kinda, like, balanced. But
Wow.
if you're kinda, like, doing any sort of farming, people are kind like, you can finish the game 150 at 150 level 150, sorry, but be, like, overpowered.
Yeah.
So, 150 at the end is overpowered, 125 is kind of the mid-range, and then
Okay.
115 to 120 is, like, you're a little underleveled.
It's so interesting. I'm this week I'm definitely gonna be playing more of it. I can't wait. I haven't even beaten Godric yet. I haven't even got to Godric.
That castle is huge.
Yeah, I'm in
You'll
the
spend a
castle.
lot of time in that castle.
Yeah, I've just been going through looking at stuff. I got destroyed by these big birds with these talons, and it was just soul crushing.
Oh, the Steelhawks
Yeah, there's
with
four of
the
those bad boys in a row. And,
knives for your feet.
yeah, I didn't know the best way to take them yet. So, and I was, yeah.
They're tough. I found the best way to do it is you take your shield and you just give them a good
Do you
counter
parry?
strike.
Are you a big parry guy in that game or no?
I'm a big parry guy.
I
But
can't
not
parry for shit.
not anymore.
Okay.
Like because my build just isn't as fast.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to do a dex build or like maybe spec. If I'm not happy with my strength,
Yeah.
I'll respec and go into dex instead, just because I like being a fast boy who can
Yeah.
parry a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little less flexibility for that now because of the greatsword's a colossal weapon now,
Yeah.
and so like it's just so heavy.
Dude,
Like I can't equip a shield
that's
while also having my greatsword.
I didn't realize that different shields would change my playstyle. Sorry, this is like an
Yeah,
Elden Ring podcast now, but basically, like the starter shield for the Confessor, the ability is a parry. That's the
yeah,
ability on the shield. But when I switch to
right.
this golden shield, which like is way better because it doesn't knock you back if you get hit with a full,
Uh-huh.
like a heavy attack from an enemy or something, you
Mhm.
can equip a Ash of War or whatever. Not an Ash of War. I don't know what they
Yeah,
call it.
National War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so right now I have this stomp. So I can stomp on the ground and it stuns all enemies in a circle. And it's so good. You can get extra slash in, or
Mhm.
I can do a giant like sword sweep where I go like this and a huge blade comes out and does a range attack. And I was like, this is why haven't I been able to do this? Like this is so
And
sick.
if you equip no skill to your shield,
Yeah.
pressing L2 will do your weapon skill on your sword or whatever you
Oh.
have in your right hand. So that's an advantage of some shields will have no skill, and you can
Yeah.
always change it too. You can get the
Right.
Ash of War. You can go to the guy and he'll
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
you Ashes of War, and you can buy no skill as an Ash of War,
Mhm.
so that you can put no skill on something to use the ability of your other weapon.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. It's pretty
It
sick.
is pretty cool.
Um yeah, oh, I don't know. I could talk about Elden Ring a lot more, and the problem is I'm so freaking early on. This discussion of Elden Ring will absolutely continue, probably on every episode of the podcast for a little while. So if you're interested in
Yeah,
that,
it will. So get ready.
stick around, baby. James, what is the first news story of the week here?
So this week, yesterday, in fact, sorry. First of all, we're recording this episode on Thursday, March 10th,
It's Mario Day, baby.
Mario Day. Oh yeah, March 10th. Wow, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Wednesday, March 9th, we got a PlayStation State of Play that we just got a gambit of a lot of different studios
Yeah,
with a lot of different reveals, a lot of new stuff. Um, some of which I'm excited about. Is mainly the big thing not worried about. The big thing I'm excited about is a new Returnal Ascension update, which adds co-op and the Tower of Sisyphus mode.
yeah,
In the PlayStation blog post, they say, "Hello again, everyone. It's been wonderful to see players continue to enjoy Returnal long after its release. We've provided a few patches and updates so far, but this time we want to provide something really special for our players, our Ascension expansion. This free update includes two new modes for you to enjoy, and it's coming later this month." Wow, that's really soon.
mm-hmm.
While Returnal is designed as a focused solitary experience, the hostile forces of Atropos can often feel overwhelming and leave us yearning for companionship. With our new two-player online co-op mode, players can now combine their forces and brave the challenges of Atropos together. In co-op, the game works in a similar fashion to single-player Returnal. However, if players get too far apart, they will be tethered back together. This is to ensure that the focus remains on cooperative gameplay and both players feel connected to the fates of each other. If one of the players is down, there is still hope. The other one has the option to revive them, but be wary that this will require some time investment, and in the heat of battle, you'll need to be mindful of the myriad of surrounding threats, lest you join your fallen comrade in oblivion. With Returnal, we aim to create a balance between intense action, exploration, and haunting narrative. The procedurally generated biomes of Atropos offer a deep and intricate challenge. With our Ascension update, we wanted to offer new content and also a new way to engage with the game where your survival skills and perseverance will be tested. True to our arcade roots, the Tower of Sisyphus is effectively our endless mode. Players will strive to ascend the tower as high as possible. However, much like the tragic story of Sisyphus, there is no end to the climb, and players are tragically destined to meet their demise as the mode gets increasingly harder. The only question is, how far can you get before succumbing? Aside from the new levels, our new boss and some new items to discover, there is also entirely new narrative content to be explored in the tower as well. I won't spoil anything here, but players will get another small glimpse into Celine's haunting past and gain further insight into her state of mind.
This is cool, dude. I don't think this was like super expected because Returnal like did well. It came out, they updated, they give it a 2.0 version, which is like major improvements, like a pause, an ability to pause even though it's
Yep.
roguelike. They really listen to their players, like feedback and stuff. So them coming out with a 3.0 update with a co-op mode that was never supposed to be a co-op mode before Halo comes out with a co-op mode just is funny to
Yeah.
me. But like it's just really cool. It's like new game modes for their game. They're obviously still very invested in this. The only time I've played this is when you let me play for a little bit on your PlayStation. It's very cool. Like I do want to pick this up eventually. It's just eventually. There's so much to play right now.
Eventually.
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. Returnal is a good game that I don't like to play for long periods of time. I'll jump in for a few runs. It's just a roguelite. That's kind
Yeah.
of how I am with all roguelites. You just jump in for like a run or two
Mm-hmm.
in between games if you're in like a drought, or it's easy to return to. It's not
Yeah.
predicated on a lot of context. So you can just jump in,
Right.
have a good time, or maybe a bad time depending on how your run's going, and jump back out. It's
Yeah.
really easy like that.
Pretty cool. Do you think you'll jump in with co-op with anybody or no when it comes out?
So Gabe said, "Okay, now I have to buy
Yeah.
Returnal because Returnal's been up high on his list." And so
Yeah.
when Gabe jumps in, I think we'll jump into co-op
Awesome.
together,
Very,
and
very
that'll
cool.
be when we jump in.
And I think that would be really fun in this Tower of Sisyphus mode. That sounds cool. Sisyphus. Co-op till death. It's like the Division when they had that building with 100 floors and you try to fight from floor 1 to floor 100 with your friends. That was always super, super hard. I never beat it, but it's a good time.
Well, Vincent, run us down the other state of play.
Yeah, so here's the other stuff we got at the state of play. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection got announced.
There's 13 games.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
13 TMNT games, and they're all old school beat 'em ups.
Yeah, that's awesome. Then we got Valkyrie Elysium announcement trailer. Exo Primal, which looks like Anthem 2.0. It looks interesting.
No, it does not look like Anthem 2.0 at all. He sees a game with mech suits in it.
No,
and he
that's
says,
not the game. The
No,
Overwatch
no,
like Gundam.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I misspoke. It's not. They're not mech suits. They're just like power suits.
They open up like the Anthem suits too, and somebody walks
It's
in.
literally any power suit ever. It's literally any power suit ever.
It looks, even the design looks a little Anthem-y of the
literally
things.
any power suit.
Okay, I'm not saying
Name
it's
a power
gonna
suit
be
that does
Anthem.
not do that.
I can't. Even Iron
See,
Man suit
exactly.
opens like that.
Yeah, see?
I'm
That's
just
a
saying I got an Anthem
generalization.
vibe off of it, and I didn't want that. That's all I'm saying.
It's a horde game. That's not how Anthem is.
Anthem had a horde mode. I don't know.
Anthem is an RPG. This is not an RPG.
I'm not saying by game design standards. I'm just saying visual. When I looked at it, I was like, huh. That's all I'm saying. I don't know anything else about the game. So
Oh
It could be
man,
anything.
what am I gonna do with you, Vincent?
The Diofield Chronicle announced by Square Enix. It's coming this year. This is a tactics game, right? I
Yeah, it's
think.
like a strategy game.
And then we got JoJo All-Star Battle R announced. James, are you stoked for this? You watch
No,
JoJo. You're not stoked for this.
I do watch JoJo's, but I'm not stoked for this.
Okay.
Anime fighting games never hit for me.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair. We got a new look at Trek to Yomi, which is my favorite thing they showed at the whole state of play. Very cool. Like a side scroller. Not side scroller, but side. I guess it is.
It's 2D isometric.
Perfect. 2D isometric from Devolver Digital. And it's samurai, black and white. It just looks badass. I cannot wait to play that. Gigabash announcement trailer. What is Gigabash? I don't know. I didn't even see.
I don't know.
Cool. Okay. Overwatch like Gundam Evolution trailer. I saw some people excited for this, and other people like, if it's a Gundam game, I want to see my Gundam. I don't want it to be a first-person game.
I'm at, baby.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about this game. I want to see my Gundam.
Right. Exactly. Did we get Forspoken gameplay on the state of play?
I think so. Yeah, we did.
Oh, I thought that was all.
We did.
After.
I saw. I just followed the Nibelian thread, and it said new gameplay #state of play.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about Forspoken a little bit. There's some stuff I want to bring up.
It's also the Game Informer cover story.
That's where I watched.
And
they're
releasing.
Yeah.
They're releasing gameplay and stuff all month long.
Yeah. FF Strangers, what is that? Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy.
Strangers in Paradise gets a new demo today. Oh, demo on. I'd like to try that actually. I'd like to give that a shot.
So there's 2 demos out for it right now then.
Remember the first one that was like just crashing over and over again and they had to like take it off and yeah, it's funny. Yeah. And then a new look at Ghostwire Tokyo, which people are reviewing and playing right now, so I'm very excited to hear what the hell that is going to be up with that game.
Yeah, I have low expectations for Ghostwire.
There's also 18 minutes of gameplay that released of that. That's in our random fun stuff, but
yes, that's from IGN. Go check it out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Watch that probably.
Yeah. So I don't know. State of play. I saw some people say this could have been wrapped up in an email. I was like, I guess. Yeah.
I guess.
I'm just excited for the April state of play that they've been, or April or May state of play that someone was saying.
Yeah. What are they expecting?
Well, some people are saying it's going to be an event, like an in-person event, but
oh wow,
they would have said that a couple months beforehand to really
for invites and everything.
Yeah,
people have to take off work or like they have to schedule flights and things.
If it's going to be in not April but May, that would have to be very soon. Like announce it in the next couple of weeks. But I think that could be doable. I think that would be insane, dude. If that's in LA, like we're going to that. That'd be crazy. I would assume Spartacus would get unveiled there. They would have PSVR 2 gameplay and like tech show.
I feel like it's too early for that. That's got to come in June.
Dude, it comes out in the end of the year though. I think they could. They would show God of War stuff.
They just do all those announcements normally in June around E3 time.
Yeah. Right. So what if they do a PlayStation experience around then?
They never do a PlayStation experience in June.
Usually it's at the end of the year.
Normally fall, December.
Yeah, but they haven't done a PlayStation experience in a couple years. And remember we were talking about like them trying to revamp it. So who knows? They could do a new date. This is about the time when we need big updates on, like we've had a great first quarter of PlayStation. Holy crap, like an insane first quarter. But now we're asking questions about what is coming at the end of the year. We need dates for things. There's a bunch of studios. We don't know what they're working on. Anybody could come out with some like crazy news. Like I feel like they could brew up a really nice, solid conference, whatever it is.
Bloodborne Remastered?
I know. Where is it? Where is it, James?
Okay. You saw the leak about Bloodborne Remastered.
I was seeing it all on Twitter. I had Cheesy texted me.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. No, everyone who says it's actually coming out is ignoring the leak that came out like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, that they did not have plans. Like they explicitly said we have no plans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a leak, but in the leak it said they had no plans to remaster.
Yeah.
Or re-release even an update. They weren't even going to touch an update for the game for any time. I just said indefinitely. No, they weren't planning it.
Did you see? I'm curious. Yesterday I saw someone tweet they made concept art for a Bloodborne 2. Obviously not a dev or anything, but it was
like the
Egyptian
setting. Arabian one.
Yeah. It was so sick. Cool. It was very pretty. But also like pretty. Dark, like a FromSoft game. I don't know.
Yeah.
was really cool. I loved it. They
It
had
was
weapon
really, really
designs and
cool.
everything. I was like, this is
Yeah.
someone really put a lot of thought into this. This is dope.
Uh-huh.
All right, James. Big one. Big story right here. Tell me when you're
Big
ready.
story. I'm ready.
God of War, the TV show, is potentially coming, and it's eyed by Amazon Prime. James, tell me a little bit about this from Deadline.
I'll tell you a little bit about it. PlayStation flagship action adventure franchise God of War is heading to television. Well, we don't know that quite yet.
Well, yeah.
Because Prime Video is in negotiations for a live action TV series based on the hugely popular ancient mythology themed game, sources said. I hear the series adaptation comes from the Expanse creators slash executive producers Mark Fergus and Hawk Ostby, and the Wheel of Time executive producer slash showrunner Rafe Judkins, as well as Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions, which collaborate on all TV series based on PlayStation games. Reps for Sony and Amazon Studios, which likely will co-produce, had no comment.
And Fergus and
Fergus,
Ostby, they share an Oscar nomination for co-writing Children of Men, and they co-wrote the script for Iron Man, which teed off the box office reign of Marvel Studios. Pretty cool. That's big names on there.
yeah. The God of War franchise from Sony Santa Monica Studios spans a total of 7 games across 4 PlayStation consoles. The action game series launched in 2005 on the PlayStation 2 with the first God of War. At the center is an ex-Spartan warrior Kratos and his perilous journey to exact revenge on the Ares, the great God of War, after killing his loved ones. After becoming the ruthless God of War himself, Kratos finds himself constantly looking for a chance to change his fate. This would mark the latest big deal for a TV series based on a popular video game title in a red-hot streaming marketplace for gaming IP. Peacock just landed another SPT slash PlayStation property, Twisted Metal, with a series order and Anthony Mackie starring. Oh, no way. I had no idea Anthony Mackie was supposed to star in that.
Yeah.
HBO has coming up with the profile. This is a weird sentence. I hate the way this article
Sorry,
is written.
Deadline.
HBO has coming up the high-profile PlayStation game-based series The Last of Us, starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. Netflix has a Resident Evil TV series in the works, while Paramount Plus is about to debut Halo.
Yeah.
Vincent, how do we feel about this?
I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of plans here. PlayStation Studios, I mean, I am hopeful for them. After seeing Uncharted, you know, the jury's still out. The jury's definitely still out on PlayStation Studios, because not that Uncharted was bad, but it also wasn't great. It was just in the middle, and I was just super neutral about it.
Where's the Vincent jury at?
The Vincent jury is like, of course I want to see some of my favorite characters in a movie format. Of course, right?
Do you?
Yeah, but are they going to be good? Because I don't want them if they're not going to be good. And I don't know if I want a God of War adaptation yet. Let us see, please, just how The Last of Us is going to go. And because if it's bad, just cancel everything. Cancel everything, because you've hit the peak of games. Not really. I mean, that's just, in my opinion, I guess. You've hit a peak of story in games. And if you cannot translate that story to a movie/TV show format, let's pause. Let's pause on all this and restart and really start to think about why we're doing this, why we're adapting these, right? I think God of War has a lot of potential for a TV show. I think these are characters that you could definitely fall in love with over some time in a TV show, but it needs to be, there's so much effects that would have to go into this, and like the characters have to be at the center of this. You can't be lacking in like different places. Like everything has to be all tight to make this actually a good product. If one thing is really lacking, this is not going to be good.
Also, I don't know if. Okay, so first of all, I think I've kind of solidified my position in games don't belong on screen, on the silver screen.
Sure.
But before I get more into that, I just want to point out a caveat of, I don't know if you can correctly translate the violence of God of War. I don't know if you'd be allowed to.
Right.
Because God of War is so brutal. Like, he literally tears people, not people, but like,
yeah.
beings. But he tears things in half, like on screen. Like, I don't know if you can just do that.
I think you can, but again, the hardest part of this, James, is when we're playing games, we are in control of these characters, and you kind of embody what these people are doing, even if it's wrong and it serves a purpose in the story. And you can't do that.
That's what I was. That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
And I don't think these can accurately translate to on screen, because if you're watching something, you are just simply a spectator.
Yeah.
Even if you are close to a main character, if you empathize with them, you are still not in that character's shoes.
Mm.
You do not have direct control over them.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's especially important for a game like Last of Us, in which, like, especially the second one is so much about violence,
Yeah.
and how you actively partake in this violence. Where I'm imagining watching the story of Abby and Ellie take place and being so critical of these characters,
Yeah.
but not having any sort of I don't have any sort of skin in the game because I haven't
Done hurt the actions that are
done
being.
the actions that they do.
Yeah. It's very tough for me because I think it can be done. I have been more attached to characters in movies than in games in situations, and I've been more attached to
Mm.
games characters than movie characters. That
But
I
are those for different reasons?
Yeah, yeah, definitely for different reasons. But that's across any medium. Like I could be attached to a book character that I can't even see, that I'm just reading their story in the same way that I'm connecting with something that I'm actually playing. But
But is it the same way?
yeah, I think so. I think so. They stick with me the same way.
Mm.
But it's very, very different when a key part of the story comes from the actions of the characters, in which God of War and The Last of Us are big proponents of that, right? And that might be what makes them such good games. Whereas
Mhm.
like Uncharted, you're kind of playing a story and the gameplay doesn't necessarily affect the characters. And that's
Right.
where it gets that's where the gray area happens for me,
Right.
Because I could love those characters, but I'm not connecting with Nathan Drake shooting a million bad guys in it. That's not really like what it's about for me or anything.
Right.
It's just that sense of adventure. That's what Uncharted tries to sell for you. Whereas, we've talked about it, Last of Us and God of War. So I'm excited. They're trying it, and I don't have to love it. That's the best part. We have the games, and the games are always
Sure.
going to be there. So like I'll definitely watch it. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll keep an open mind as much as I can, but we will just have to see.
But I think the worst part about it for me is if I were to recommend someone play a game,
Mm,
someone who is already open to playing, games, someone who maybe like wants like someone like Brandon,
yeah,
right? Someone who is sort of like I would say he's more of like an entry level gamer,
yeah. That's
where he
context.
is
Yeah,
like
context right there.
right. He's sort of like he just got a PS5. That's kind of his first console in a long time, and
Yeah.
he's just started God of War.
Mm-hmm.
But if say he didn't start God of War, and the only context in his mind was a TV show about
Mm.
it, he wouldn't feel the sort of need
Which
to like play the game. Which
totally.
I'm like it is the same. We can compare that to reading a book versus watching a
I was
movie.
just gonna say that same thing. I was
Of like it's
literally at a bookstore
complete
this week.
yeah
Yeah.
completely. It's a different experience. It was made for which I guess in that way it's an age old debate.
Yeah. Oh,
It's an age old
it's
debate.
that
You know
debate
what
is
I
never
mean?
gonna go away. I literally got a book. There's a book that was recommended that I read, but you look at the cover, I'm like, the title's a little familiar. Look it up. It's a horrible sci-fi show that got canceled after a
Mm.
season, but these books are like held at such a high standard. Like they're so good.
What are they?
I forget the exact name, but it's about a wizard in New York that helps
Oh,
police solve
Sorcerer's
crimes.
Apprentice.
No, it's not Sorcerer's Apprentice. Great guess. But it was a sci-fi show that got completely canned really fast because it was terrible. But apparently the book is
Yeah.
like so good. I'm like, it seems interesting, but now I have this vision of this really crappy sci-fi show in my head. I don't want to read the book. So I don't know. Yeah, age-old debate. You are right.
Are gamers the modern equivalent of old book snobs?
Oh God, you might be right. I don't see any.
Because it seems like a similar cultural phenomena going on.
It truly could be.
Like it's that one meme of the two muscle guys
Yeah,
like doing this, and it's gamers and book readers
yeah.
and hating movie TV adaptations.
It's too good. It's too good. We need to clip that and put that on Twitter because that would be a
Great.
lot of hot takes. I love that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this clip. If you want to watch the whole podcast, become a member here on YouTube, or you can listen to the whole thing for free on audio platforms, except Spotify. I'm so sorry, Spotify. We're really trying to get you back. I'm so sorry. We'll get there
Trying
eventually.
our best.
Love you guys. Thank you. Sweet. Thank you for doing that. And coming up next, Sony and Ubisoft devs. Oh, I saw this. This is
TMZ special, baby.
yeah, stamp it and ship it,
hot.
baby, because there's some devs throwing shade at Elden Ring on Twitter. This comes from MP First, but also I've seen it everywhere, Over on
It is
Twitter,
everywhere.
former Battlefield 2042 dev and now current UX director at Ubisoft, Ahmed Salama, Twitter profile locked now, probably because of the shit he's getting, point out that Elden Ring snagged a 97 average on Metacritic is proof that game critics don't give a crap about game UX. In the same tweet, Nixus Software, now a first-party Sony studio, which I didn't remember that right away. Nixon software dev Rebecca Fernandez O'Shea and senior quest designer of Horizon Forbidden West, Blake Raboche, whose also Twitter profile is locked, also threw shade by mentioning faulting the game's PC graphics, stability, and performance, and even quest design. James, will you give us a little read of these Twitter threads with some names as we go?
I'll read it. So, coming from Ahmed Salama, he says the fact that Elden Ring scored a 97 Metacritic is proof that reviewers don't give a flaming poop, and he does say poop, about gaming UX. My life is a lie. To which Rebecca Fernandez O'Shea says, nor PC graphics stability and performance, apparently. And then Horizon, for his name is literally Horizon Forbidden Blake.
It's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
He says, nor quest design, really.
These are three.
Then,
so it's a Ubisoft dev. We have a Nixus software dev and a Guerrilla Games dev.
Yes.
All shitting on Elden Ring.
Yes. And then, go ahead.
It's just, there's like a superiority complex that these people have over this game. I mean, I'll get into it.
Yeah. And then the Ubisoft dev, Ahmed Salama, says, Elden Ring's UX is so bad that I can only imagine FromSoft's devs smoking at their desks and using CRT mods.
That's hilarious.
Which, I mean, I'm not going to read this person's response to it unless you really want to.
No, it doesn't matter.
But did you see the meme that someone posted of if Ubisoft made
it was
made Elden Ring's UX?
It was perfect.
And it had, if you haven't seen it, it's the numbered slots on the bottom screen. It's a quest marker. It's a mini map in the right hand corner. It's the quest marker with the description on the left hand side with the little reminder in the right hand side.
James,
and it's got.
I'm gonna say it. This image might be the most important game image ever. I think, you don't understand. You don't understand, James. Listen to me. Okay.
As he grips his mic.
People need to see this, and this might sound dramatic, but like studios should have this pinned up on the door as you walk in. Like,
yes,
James, I've played Far Cry 6, and when I say played, I played an hour and 20 minutes of Far Cry 6. Okay, and let me tell you, it looks just like this image. It truly does, and so many games look like this image. Now, okay, it's not like Horizon Forbidden West because that's the most thing people are comparing it to a bunch and stuff like that. It's very toned down on. It's not as crazy as like this is a Ubisoft meme, like as if it was a Ubisoft game. And they're very different games. Elden Ring is a very different game than a Ubisoft game, than this game. But game studios have so much to learn from Software's game that they've made, Elden Ring, and not in just like a make fun of it for not having key things that you believe are key features. That now, if you can see, this game is selling so well without these key features that you think that everybody wants. This image should be everywhere.
Yes.
That's all I got. That is like all I got on that.
I want to add on to this conversation specifically about Elden Ring sales.
Oh yeah.
And the Metascore, because Elden Ring in itself selling so well means that it proves that you don't need to hold a user's hand as much as you thought you did.
Yeah.
Even though, because let's talk about From Software games. Previously, they had this culture, and they still do, around like it's a very gatekeepy culture of like all these people who are very entrenched in the game systems and mechanics. So they already know what's going on, and they're always a little like they shy people away from it because they're like, oh, there's a lot going on. Like you have to like be patient, all these things.
Yeah.
But because Elden Ring is selling so well, and because so many new people are coming into the franchise, into FromSoft games, and enjoying it and being, some like taking the time to fumble into the sort of systems and kind of, discover everything it has to offer. I think because it sells so well and you have so much of that new audience, it tells developers you don't actually need all of these things that you built into games previously
Yeah.
to make players so acquainted with their worlds. People will figure it out. People are
Yep.
smarter than you think. And that's even my friend Eli, he hated the first Horizon Forbidden or
Yeah.
from Zero Dawn, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um because of its tutorial. Any
Mm.
game, he's a little bit of a snob, but we all are. I'm a snob.
Sure. Yeah.
Um but he said, "I will not play a game if it has a tutorial that does not treat me like an autonomous person."
Hmm. Yeah.
And so for him, when he jumped into Horizon, not Forbidden West, Zero Dawn,
Yeah.
he was like, "I did not. This was a tutorial ass tutorial, and I wanted nothing to do with it."
Yeah.
And so I think with Elden Ring, I think that I hope at least this will be a trend that studios will take the autonomy of their
Yeah.
audience more seriously.
Totally. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, it's very interesting. And I think people have to learn. This is not
Right.
something people are going to be more vocal about this as if they weren't already vocal in the past. Like
Yes.
it's going to be not frowned upon, but just it's going to be more seen by more people. People will
Yes.
understand, especially with people like if Elden Ring, as they say, is like the most sold from software game and most like people playing it, concurrent players, everything. If more people have their eyes on it and can realize this too, there's gonna be even more people that can understand that the game doesn't have to look like a Far Cry game or a Horizon One or whatever it is. You know,
Yeah.
not to say
Yeah.
that every single game should be like that because I think
Sure.
that goes away too. But really,
Well,
the point you're
I think
making
every
is
game should respect player autonomy.
exactly. I'm not saying that every game should be UI
I
less,
don't think every yeah, I
or
don't think every
yeah,
game should be Elden Ring.
no, no.
But I think every game should take a cue from software and something they do really well and
Hmm.
not holding the player's hand
We should be
too
taking
much.
cues from recent games that are doing very good and not games that
Yes,
did really well 10 years ago because we're not that's just it's a bad
absolutely.
thing but like we're moving forward at such a fast rate, dude. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at games 5 years ago, we've come so far. That's why it's really hard to play the first Horizon now. Like when it came out,
Mhm.
maybe it was doing some better things as it came out, obviously, hot topic, but
Right. Right.
um it's not as good as it's not as good to me as it would have been playing it when it came out. And that's
Absolutely.
with so many games. So very interesting there. If you haven't taken a look at that picture, you should check it out. Next up, baby, Gotham Knights finally has a release date. This comes from Press Start. It has been years since we started hearing about this game, but the next Batman game, Gotham Knights, finally has a release date. We now know that Gotham Knights will be releasing on PS5, PS4, Series X, Series S, Xbox One, and PC October 25th, 2022. The game originally was supposed to release in 2021, but it got delayed. I hope they just keep delaying it until it's perfect. But Gotham Knights moves away from the Batman Arkham games that we played now in the sense that Batman will not be playable. It can either be played in single player or co-op, and you can choose from 4 players: Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood. They say Nighting right here, and they forgot the W. Press Start and Deadline, really with the spelling errors right here. It's not great.
Good to see it.
Uh, and all the 4 characters have their own distinct fighting style and story arcs. They released a couple like image graphics with Gotham Knights and the date and all that. Um, I'm so excited for this game, dude. So excited for this game. I don't know. What do you think? Any thoughts on it?
It's not made by Rocksteady, is it? Isn't it
It
just made by WB?
it is made by WB. Yeah, it's the first game they've released since Arkham Origins.
Okay.
It's been 9 years since the studio's
I'm
last release.
skeptimistic. I'm skeptical about it because it's not made by Rocksteady.
Oh yeah, right.
Rocksteady, like I have my heart and a locket of
Yeah.
that's signed away to Rocksteady for Batman games.
Hmm.
And if Rocksteady doesn't make a Batman, I mean, obvious. Let's be honest. It's not a Batman game because you don't play
But it is.
Batman.
It is.
But it is.
Yeah.
But it is. And it's gonna be hard for me to approach this game. Like I'm gonna have to wait for reviews and things like that, or
Yeah.
maybe even a deep sale.
Sure.
Just because of Doug. I need to. I'm getting this off my chest right now.
Get it
Thinking
off.
ahead to October or any like summer thing, like I'm at the point in my college career where this is giving me anxiety now
Yeah.
because I'm like, this is at a place in the future where I have no idea,
Yes. It is
and
a.
I'm
It's too
scared.
far in the horizon where It's just blurry out there. You can't see far enough into that. Yeah,
That was great because when you put your hand up to your camera, you got blurred. So
it's perfect. Oh, it's
it was
not gonna do it.
perfect.
Oh yeah, sick, perfect.
It was
But
perfect.
yeah, I am excited to see reviews too. But here's the thing: I'm not excited for Rocksteady's Suicide Squad game. Like,
As much as I hate to say it, I'm the same way.
because it just
Yeah.
doesn't look appealing to me. Even though, like, oh, it's a cool concept. You're gonna play as a Suicide Squad and you're gonna kill members of the Justice League. Like, that's a cool concept. But when I actually saw the gameplay and stuff, I was like, okay. But
Yeah.
they could do a Guardians of the Galaxy on me where it's actually a good story and fun to play, and it just didn't look great.
I think it, for me, looking at Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, it doesn't hit the same pacing note. I mean, I haven't played the game.
Yeah,
No one's played the game
right,
yet.
right, right.
But it doesn't seem, and it even got delayed, so they might switch this around too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the pacing did not look rock steady to me because I
Yeah,
think Rocksteady did pacing with the Batman game so well,
right.
and that like Suicide Squad looks so fast paced all the time.
It looks
And
like
but I
Sunset
really
Overdrive.
exactly.
That's the vibe I
And
got.
but I love the Batman games that take their time with
Mm-hmm.
like walking around environments, looking for clues, figuring out puzzles.
Which this might be lacking a little bit because of its co-op nature. Those pieces of the Arkham
That
games
too.
that are so good.
So it might not even hit for me. They might just say, okay, like we like because the combat system is really what the hallmark of the Arkham
Yeah.
games that was so influential to a lot of other games.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be that WB says, all right, we're gonna build off of this main hallmark and adapt our themes and everything around it and the
Yeah.
traversal that came from Batman
Yeah.
Knight. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm just excited for a new game of this nature. Like I can't wait to go around Gotham and explore it and kill baddies with cool combos. It's just it'll be fun. Hopefully.
Mhm.
Hopefully it'll be fun and not bad.
This is for me. This looks like it's gonna be a Game Pass type game.
Hmm. Yeah, it would be something they could definitely push on Game Pass. Absolutely. Or a Spartacus thing. I don't know. It could be a
Or
Spartacus thing.
Spartacus.
I mean,
Man, come
it'll be
on.
launching after Spartacus gets announced. I guess. I guess.
For Spaken.
For spanking, baby.
Forspoken got delayed and it received tons of new footage. Forspoken at Forspoken on Twitter released another one of these picture quotes
Yeah.
with the company design and the game design all over.
Yeah.
It says, we made the decision to move the release date of Forspoken to October 11th, 2022, the day before my birthday. Our vision for this exciting new IP is to deliver a game world and hero that gamers across the globe will want to experience for years to come, so getting it right is extremely important to us. To that end, during the next few months, we'll focus all of our efforts on polishing the game and can't wait for you to experience Freya's journey this fall. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. We look forward to sharing more about Forspoken with you soon. Luminous Productions.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Mm-hmm.
this is the point in the show where we give our current impressions
Yeah.
on Forspoken in light of all of the content that we've got on so far.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the gameplay? My first question.
I watched a little bit of the gameplay. I watched the sort of spells and combat overview video that Game Informer put out.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw the leaked footage
Right.
that came out a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What about you?
yeah, I saw the Game Informer. They've posted 2 videos, I think, of gameplay. I saw like the spell overview one, and then one of it was like a movement video or something like that. And I think Forspoken looked very promising, like very, very promising. I think it looks fun to play, but something about it feels off. When I watch it, I'm getting this feeling of like when she's moving around and like jumping and like doing her fast-paced thing, which is cool. It's super dope, and I can tell that's gonna be fun to play. Something is off, dude. I don't know what it
Something's
is.
off.
Something's just
Something's
a tad
afoot.
off. It could be so good, but it just visually, I'm like, I can't put my finger on this.
Do you know what it kind of looks like, Vin?
What?
Anthem.
Yeah. I can
Do you
see
see
it.
what I mean?
I got a lot more
Like with the way the abilities work and the combat, you still get some of that RPG-esque like numbers and vulnerable and
that was an
resist.
interesting part for me. Yeah, I wasn't
That
expecting
was
that.
also an interesting part for me.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't sit well with me. A
Mhm.
little bit bullet spongy enemy type deal.
Also, this is gonna sound kind of like projecting on the game, but the whole point of the game is you've gone into this place, but you're trying to escape the place. And if you're doing an RPG in that nature, why would you even want to level up if you're just leaving that environment anyway to go back to the real world? Which is gonna make me think that the storyline is like she gets there and ends up loving it there or something and rises to the top as some sort of queen to be super powerful or something like that. You know, that's my thought.
Mm,
Very random, but that's just where
mm.
my head goes.
I see it. I
Yeah.
see it.
Um.
I think the biggest thing that doesn't mesh for me is the combat feels so fast, but it's also so intricate that you seem to be tying a lot of things together
Yeah.
that I'm worried the combat won't be able to keep up with the movement
Hmm.
speed.
Or I mean, I think it's opposite where the movement's so fast that I don't feel like if you're trying to set up a combo or something, you're moving so quickly.
That's
Like,
exactly what I'm saying.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know.
That you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to like or to intentionally like plan this out if the way I have this trap set up because like, oh, you have traps. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna use a trap if I'm
Yeah, she's
gonna
jumping off
once
walls, like zooming,
yeah,
like speeding past. I'm like,
I
slow
can't
down.
be precise. I can't aim with, you know.
I think this is gonna have major frame drops. I'm putting it out there now. I think when it comes out, there's gonna have to be a big day one patch. That's my guess. Is reviewers get it, they enjoy the game with some caveats and stuff because I think it's gonna have a good story. Gary Whitta wrote this game. Like,
Mm,
there's some pieces here that are super promising. But yeah, that's my guess. Is frame drops, combat gets repetitive after a while, and is it open world? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't want more open world games. I'm done with that right now, James. I have two I'm playing right now.
Elden Ring is
Three I'm playing right now.
guaranteed like Elden Ring is the open world
Yeah.
like fatigue inducer. If it like
Well,
coming off of Elden Ring, I feel like it's just it's gonna be hard to compare anything to that.
yeah, I enjoy Elden Ring's open world and I'm enjoying Horizon's open world because they're both different enough. I am going to objectives on Elden Ring or on Horizon, but not going on Elden Ring. And like I don't. It's just two very different open worlds, but it's so much open world. It is so much. I do want a
So
little
much
more
open world.
linear thing after this. I gotta pause on these
Mm,
open world games before I jump into another one.
right.
But yeah, Forspoken, I don't know, promising. Something's off.
Something's afoot.
Something's afoot. Rockstar has unveiled new information regarding GTA 5 upgrade on PS5 and Xbox Series X via Nibellion. This comes from Rockstar Games. GTA 5 Fidelity Mode will run at 30 frames per second in 4K. Performance Mode 60 FPS upscaled 4K. Performance Ray Tracing is 60 FPS upscaled 4K ray tracing. That's what I would play is performance ray tracing. Also many other visual enhancements across the board. If you own GTA 5 on PS4 or Xbox, you are allowed a one-time migration for your story mode progress and current GTA Online character starting today. Is it out? Is the upgrade out? And
This
adds
is releasing later this year.
adds DualSense support with adaptive trigger and haptic feedback integration. I could just care less, dude. I could care less about GTA 5 right now. I want GTA 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Rockstar is just oh, arrive on March 15th.
Oh, so really it's coming out soon.
Yes. Yeah, Rockstar is just milking this game so hard.
Like, I've seen this in 4K. I've seen the videos. I know what it looks like. I'm not, nothing's going to be surprising about this at all.
No. It's still GTA 5 at the end of the day.
It is GTA 5, which is a great game, but it's GTA 5.
At the end of the day, you're going to do a heist and you're going to come back to your multi-billion-dollar apartment and you're going to smoke weed and
Yeah,
get drunk and then walk around a little bit and then
get into some trouble and be like,
get into
oh,
some trouble.
I've driven this street 10 million times before. Oh, I'm still driving. It's been 20 minutes. I haven't done anything productive with my life. Where am I headed? What's life looking like here?
It's the existential crisis
Hey,
inducer.
hey, I've done this before too. Not necessarily in GTA, but a lot of games. So don't even,
Yeah.
yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there.
I also have some more breaking news this morning in addition to this because I think this article is kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dead Space gets a let me see. I have this in random funds. We got more information about it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, it's not in here. Okay. Dead Space is getting a dev overview on Friday.
Like a
Oh
video?
yes, on March 11th at 8 a.m. PST, Dead Space is having a developer live stream talk about their sound design. And there's a rumor out for Dead Space also, claiming a early 2023 release date is gonna be their aim.
Didn't they say when they announced the game that they were still in development stages and not even like when that
Yes.
got announced?
Yes.
Either that was a lie if that's coming out in 2023 then.
It's a rumor.
Dude, that would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
In addition,
Yeah.
we got no more news. We got an Overwatch 2 dev update saying Overwatch 2 will have new content on a regular basis. PvP testing is starting this week, and this first PvP alpha will be limited to Blizzard employees and pros. Closed
Wow.
PvP beta in April with more players.
That's
So you can sign up for the Overwatch 2 PvP beta right now
that's a
for PC
roadmap,
only.
dude. That's a roadmap
Yeah,
right there. That's
that's a
more than we've
roadmap.
ever gotten of Overwatch 2.
Yep. We have info about the PvP beta in late April. 5v5. We get access to a new hero called Sojourn, 4 new maps. You get Circuit Royale, which is a new escort map, Midtown, which is a new hybrid map, New Queen Street, which is a new push map, and Colossio, which is also a new push map. With a new mode, push is the new mode.
Okay.
There are hero reworks for Orisa, Doomfist, Bastion, and Sombra, and there's a new pink.
Cool. Definitely excited.
Also, Persona 4 has been in the news.
Yep.
As of late, there's a Persona 4 Arena Invitational type tournament,
Okay.
like esports tournament going down soon, and other people are talking about Persona 4. So I just want the Persona 4 PlayStation 5 version so I could dump another 100 hours into a Persona game.
Yep.
But that's all we got on that for new news this morning. Let's get into random fun stuff. Vincent, kick us off.
The GeForce RTX 3090 Ti launches on March 29th, and reviews are coming on the same day, which is interesting. Wow. Usually those reviews come out earlier, but cool.
That's right.
Hopefully, hopefully this comes out and we start getting scalpers of this, and less people are scalping the other ones, so that I could pick up a 3070, because I think that's happening. I think it's going to happen.
That'd be nice.
Yep.
F-Zero X comes to Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch Online, plus expansion members on 3/11. That's March 11th for the Nintendo 64 subscribers.
Remedy Entertainment donates 50,000 euros to the Red Cross to aid Ukrainians. Very cool.
Both Microsoft and Sony suspend all sales in Russian markets. And Minecraft. I'm just going to put Minecraft in there too, because Minecraft is also removed from the App Store in Russia. Man, Putin's really going to hate it when he can't build his house in Minecraft.
Exactly. He's really going to, it's going to destroy him.
It's going to destroy him.
Although, if you already have it downloaded, you could probably still play it, right?
Yes. You just can't access the marketplace.
On March 11th, 11 a.m. PST, Dead Space. Oh, we talked about that. Forspoken is Game Informer's cover story. We did talk about that too. Okay. Nintendo has delayed the release of Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp due to recent world events. Original release date was April 8th, but now it's TBA. Cool. Okay. Nice.
Rapper Snoop Dogg is joining FaZe Clan as a content member and board of director. Awesome.
So epic, because have you seen the clips of him like streaming for like 10 minutes and then get upset and he throws the controller, walks out, leaves stream on for like 4 hours of nothing?
I've seen that clip edited into a great many of videos of him playing like Dark Souls 3 or Returnal or whatever difficult game.
I love that. I love it a lot.
It's so good.
And then 18 minutes of gameplay. 18 minutes of gameplay for Ghostwire Tokyo is out from IGN. I'm definitely going to watch this at some point today. I'm excited to see it.
Yep.
Also, this isn't gaming news, James, but I want to ask, because we might not be on a show together to talk about this, but did you see the Obi-Wan trailer? I mean, just a little jump in right there.
Obi-Wan trailer.
Okay, give me your quick thoughts real quick on that.
It looks cool.
It looks cool too, but it's not exactly what I wanted or expected, I guess.
I want to get the fuck off of Tatooine.
Yeah, I think everybody.
That's what Hey, we saw a little bit of Coruscant.
Which
was awesome.
The Inquisitors look a little off to me.
The dude with like who's the pale white color, who I think is the same one that's supposed to be in Rebels,
right?
Does not look good.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look. But I do like the actress who plays one of the Inquisitors. She was in
Yes.
Queen's Gambit with Anna Taylor-Joy, and she was so good in that show. So I'm sure she's gonna be good in this too. Excited for that. But
I also have to tell you about another show that I'm absolutely obsessed with, even though this is not a TV
okay, yeah,
podcast.
hit me with it.
I am obsessed with Marvelous Miss Maisel.
I love it. That is the least surprising thing you've ever told me. I could totally see
Have you
that.
seen it?
I've seen a couple episodes. Yeah, Tony Shalhoub in that
It's
show is
so good.
amazing.
Who does he play?
I don't know who he plays, but I really love that actor. Something about him. I don't know why I'm drawn to him so much.
I need to look at who's Tony Shalhoub.
He's Monk. He plays Monk in a different TV show. But
oh, he plays her dad.
Okay,
he plays Miss Marvel.
I really love that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Guys, thank you for episode 103. We thought that was gonna be a short one, but that was actually a 55-minute episode. Pretty good. Pretty great.
Wow.
Hey, game it up this week, guys. Game it up, okay?
Game it up, everybody.
Play some games and love it. I hope you let us know what you think about all this. I really wish on podcast platforms they had comments. I think that would be a lot of fun to like. I don't, oh, this is gonna sound stupid, but like SoundCloud, on SoundCloud you can leave comments or like drop a little marker on something and then be like, oh yeah, this is interesting. Yeah. I really wish like Apple Podcasts and Spotify had that. As
maybe it's patented to SoundCloud.
It could be, and I mean that's a huge UI thing you would have to work out. But like as someone, I don't know, like you and I listen to this and talk about it, but we don't necessarily remember every single thing that we talk about on each podcast. And if someone listens to something and connects with something, like that's cool to see. I don't know, or just hates something we say, that's also awesome to see.
Maybe we should have a place to direct people for comments.
Yeah, I just think
like Kind of Funny has their Kind of Funny / You're Wrong.
Yeah, the only problem is that extra step. I think we would lose people going through that extra step. But I don't know. Let's make it an option. Like let's think about that.
Yeah, an option might be good. I mean, if it doesn't like detract from any of our like current resources, maybe it'd be worth it.
Totally. Huh. Interesting thought. I like this. I like this. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week on episode 104, which is nuts. And then after 104, James, I get to see you. I get to see you between 104 and 105.
So we're gonna watch JJK.
We do. We gotta get tickets. We gotta get tickets to that.
When did they go on sale? Do you know?
I think they are. I just haven't looked at where it's playing yet, but
I'll look after we get done recording.
Dope. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you for your continued support and all that good stuff. We will see you next week.